locked in.
Look at what we have here, folks.
To the only show that matters.
The cream of the crop.
Duke loves wrestling.
And there is no one that does it better than
your host.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
The Duke.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Welcome back to Duke Loves Rasslin. I am the Duke. And yes, I do enjoy doing the dog-faced gremlin Rick Steiner impersonations. Huh? That's an old one.
Because you have a dog face.
Handsome dog.
You have a face for podcasting.
Okay. I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Strictly audio.
I'm audio. I'm going to take that as a compliment. You got a little scruff on your face there, huh? Look at you. What is this? What are you having a midlife crisis here? What's going on?
It's been a long time.
You don't
I've been
grow
in midlife
a beard.
for a long time.
You must be itching. Huh? Look at you.
No, it's going.
Really?
Is it really that out of control?
You're all over the place.
You know, the ladies at the office were saying how much they liked it.
Oh.
And that they would be mad at me if I got rid of it.
You know why? Because you're less threatening with that beard. That's what happens.
Interesting. Less threatening with the beard.
Less threatening with the beard. That's what happens.
Is it like Abraham Lincoln was less threatening with the beard?
You look like somebody's dad, so, you know.
Yeah, well, you know. Better than look like somebody's... Never mind, I won't say it.
Oh, please.
I won't say it.
Oh, please. Boston Bad Boy, I had Popeyes yesterday.
Oh, for crying out loud. You know how hungry I am. Why are you going to talk about my favorite place?
I had Popeyes chicken yesterday, and it was delicious.
Now, I know you.
Mm-hmm.
You're a strange cat. I guarantee there's some strange way that you eat your chicken.
Okay. It's not
and
strange.
Don't make me get JB on the phone here to go back to the great chicken debate of 2018.
Go back with the chicken debate. We don't want to go back with JB and his crazy self here. No, when it comes to Popeyes, I take the skin off.
Get the hell out of here.
I eat the skin.
Yeah.
I eat it separately from the chicken.
That's like Silence of the Lambs shit.
What are you talking about?
Just eat the chicken like a normal human being.
No. You got to take the skin off. It's very important to take the skin off. Okay? If you eat the chicken with the skin, you're missing out on what turns into like an extra side. That's what the chicken is, you know. It's an extra side.
Get the hell. That's ridiculous. It's fried chicken. It's not fried chicken skin and then some chicken. It's fried chicken.
Listen,
eat it.
And you know what I also do? I put a little honey on top of the skin. You got to put the honey on top of the skin. I'm telling you. This is very important. Honey.
Honey?
It kicks it up a notch.
I don't have time for honey.
Honey.
I don't have time for it.
Listen, I got to teach you how to eat Popeye's chicken, pal. Okay?
That I think that's racist, what you just said to me.
How?
Because you're saying that I don't know how to eat fried chicken.
Well, you don't put honey on it. Clearly you don't.
I've never heard of somebody putting honey on it.
You put honey on everything. That's what you're supposed to do with life. Okay?
No, honey is bizarre. You know what it is?
What?
Bee semen.
Okay. So
right.
what?
You're eating bee semen.
Okay.
So that's not something I want to be a part of.
That was disgusting.
I don't want to be a part of anything you're a part of.
You're being very disgusting.
You know what's disgusting?
What?
We had a show last week.
Yeah, we did. We have a show every week.
That's disgusting in and of itself. But I got a lot of emails, and you know I hate getting emails from the people that listen to this show. But I got a lot of emails that something had gone on in this show. That somehow our little message from Big Sam was not in the show.
Well, you're the producer. You're the big shot.
So I went back and listened to the show, which I never do because who could sit through this show? It's cut. We're talking. We play our message from Big Sam. We listen to it. It's not there. Now, I want you to explain to me how you went into my show at the behest of Vince McMahon, I'm guessing, and cut that interview bit out of there.
Give me a break. First of all, you're the producer. You should know how to do your job. Nobody should be able to get into, quote-unquote, your show.
Nobody does get into it.
And second of all,
nobody does get into it. Only somebody with that kind of money that could persuade you to go in and mess around when you shouldn't be messing around.
Well, listen, the Q3 numbers came out. We're way ahead. We're going to talk about that during Run the Ropes.
Who's
we're
we?
Way ahead. Well, I'm an investor in the WWE.
Get the hell out of here.
So we're not going to have anybody on this show disparaging the good name of John Cena. Unless it's me, and I'm not going to do that because Cena and I have come to an understanding with each other. And Big Sam was a little out of line with some of his comments about John Cena and more importantly about me. So, hypothetically speaking, if Vince McMahon had a problem with that and he wanted to do something about it,
you'd let him do it.
Well,
you'd let him do it, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, it's gone now. So,
oh, is it?
Well, here I am, Middle Kingdom Wrestling's world champion, Big Sam. And currently, I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm taking in the weather and learning about this city's colonial past, which got me thinking about a certain wrestler from the USA who's currently in my colony of China. That's right, John Cena. This guy now is trying to ride my coattails of stardom by going to China and get his face in all the magazines. Well, I'll tell you what, John Cena, I don't add height, I don't add pounds to my size. I am a legitimate big man, 6'4", 266 pounds. So John Cena, you little prick, I'm coming back next week, and we've got a big show in December. You're more than welcome. So keep it up. And to you, Duke, I don't want to hear any more slagging off of the great British Empire.
And there it is.
Oh, my God.
And you know what? I especially encoded it, so I'll know exactly who did it this time if it somewhat mysteriously disappears.
Well, for the record,
this is like the 18 minutes of Watergate that went missing. And you know what? I found it, and I know it's you. I know it's you.
You can't prove it's me, so don't even start with your nonsense. And Big Sam, I can run faster than you. I don't really care. Vince McMahon can buy you, Big Sam. So watch your mouth when you talk about John Cena, and watch your mouth when you talk about Vince McMahon's good friend, the Duke, okay? And we'll leave it at that. Folks, this week on the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast, we have the Phenom, the NWA Women's Champion, Jazz. But before we get to any of that, Boston Bad Boy.
Nonsense. What? Nonsense. What?
Run the ropes. It's time to run the ropes. It's when I go over the top stories in the world of professional wrestling. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go, all right.
What's your problem?
Let's go home. I'm tired, and now I'm hungry. I want some Popeyes. On the way home, I'm going to pick it up.
Are you going to put honey on Popeyes?
Absolutely not.
Then
And furthermore, I'm going to take
business.
a poll of the employees at Popeyes, who are very nice people. I'm going to say, what kind of an abomination is this, people putting honey? Because you know what? They don't even supply honey there.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They have little packets of
No,
honey.
they don't.
See, you don't know what you're talking about.
No,
See?
they don't.
Look at you. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Impact Wrestling new time slot. So listen to this, Boston Bad Boy. Impact Wrestling, it's on Pop TV, right? You've never even heard of Pop TV.
No one has.
Well,
so what was my TV taken? What was going on?
I know.
QVC couldn't put them on?
Pop TV. So they, for some reason, they originally had Impact airing in prime time. So from 8 to 10 p.m. every Thursday. It's how it's been for the last couple years. Well, now Pop TV has just moved them to the 10 p.m. time slot.
Boy, the coveted 10 p.m. time slot on Pop TV.
You know what that means?
Well, I think it is what it is.
It is what it is. They're basically telling Impact Wrestling, there's the door.
Yeah.
You're purposely trying to hurt Impact Wrestling when you do these things, okay?
Well, when you make a deal with a place called Pop TV, you can't really expect them
your
to understand.
expectations can't be too
a little high
with these folks here. But I feel really bad for Impact because this is definitely like a nail in the coffin for them, so to speak. They're going to have to find a new TV deal. And the question is their brand strong enough to actually get a new TV deal? I don't know. But, Impact, I wish you the best.
I would like to look at the financials of Pop TV and see if McMahon Enterprises are invested with them at all to try and shut down another independent operation.
You stop it, right? Are you really going to blame my good friend Vince McMahon
Absolutely.
for this? What's wrong with
Absolutely.
you? What's wrong? Stop it. WWE pulls talent. Boston Bad Boy, you're not going to believe this. This is something interesting here.
Interesting. I'm not going to believe it's interesting, that's for sure.
So Megyn Kelly, who has that show on NBC.
Had that show, I think.
Yep. Actually, she just got fired. That's right.
Breaking news. She just got
fired.
Canned, yeah.
Well, okay, this is the one time where I'm going to allow you to blame Vince McMahon.
Okay.
So the WWE had some superstars that were scheduled to appear on Megyn Kelly's show today.
Mm.
But what was it? Yesterday, she made a big snafu.
I'll say.
She claimed that she doesn't understand why wearing blackface is racist.
It's so funny because the way you said it is the way everyone's saying it. She claims she doesn't understand. So that's like, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Because by her saying, I don't understand
What's
why
going on
blackface
here?
is, then she gets away with saying,
Sure.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. What are you, an idiot? If you believe that, what are you, stupid? What are you, one of them? What are you, one of those liberals that everything's PC culture?
That's what she said, in her original statement afterwards.
Yeah.
She said that. I'm not PC. What the hell is PC? What does that even mean?
Well, PC is just a blanket statement for people who just want to be bigots.
Sure.
And not have to have any repercussions.
Sure.
Strong among the white male crowd, I'll say.
Oh, yeah, and the women who love them. So Megyn Kelly made this snafu.
Wait, speaking of which, did you notice when they were, and I know you're a big Red Sox fan, did you notice when all the guys came out to throw the pitch, who was mysteriously absent from throwing the pitch?
That wonderful human being, Kurt Schilling.
I know. Isn't he? He's a peach, isn't he?
Him and his wife have been complaining the whole time, They're very upset about
White
this.
men and the women who love them.
And the women who love them.
Back
That's right.
to what you were saying.
So Megyn Kelly completely screwed herself on this, and actually this was two days ago. So yesterday, NBC had to come out with big statements saying that they basically disavow everything she said, and her colleagues went in on her.
Yeah.
Talking about how ridiculous this was.
Well, here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
You know we're at a boiling point of race relations in America when Al Roker has to call you out.
The weatherman.
The weatherman.
The beloved weatherman.
The weatherman.
The jolly weatherman.
The jolly, affable, approachable
weatherman.
America's black man.
That's right, literally.
The one black man America lets into their house with no problem.
With no problem.
And he's going to say, hey, listen.
You ain't no good.
You're no good.
That's it,
This is
what's wrong with you.
You're going to make me, like Al going, now I got to say something.
I know. Can you believe that?
Now I've got to say something, you moron.
You know you've gone too far. So with all this brouhaha over this, the WWE pulled talent who were supposed to appear on her show.
Who's going to appear on her show? What WWE is going to... What
Sasha
was she
Banks
doing
and a
if she
few
was
other
talking
people.
to WWE?
Well, she has a variety show. It's like a variety of guests to come on and talk about stuff. But they pulled her, which got me to thinking.
Well, they also pulled Game of Thrones, not Game of Thrones, House of Cards.
Yeah, House of Cards pulled too.
Yeah.
But it got me to thinking.
Yeah.
The same company that is allowing Hulk Hogan to come back and be an ambassador and be somebody that they're going to parade around says that Megyn Kelly is too racist for them to have their talent on the show.
Because in the end, he's a white man. And in the end, Megyn Kelly's a woman who's expendable.
Wow.
Think about that for a minute.
That's profound.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it. He's a white man.
So
he is a white man. It trumps everything, doesn't it?
Damn.
How you like that? I just laid that on you.
We got.
You just laid that on you.
It blew my mind.
That just took the honey off your biscuits,
did,
brother. I'll tell you that.
I don't know what to do with that.
The skin came right off your chicken. Process that one a little bit.
We're going to put up a poll. Is the WWE being hypocritical by claiming, well, not claiming, they just pulled Megyn Kelly from the show. I mean, they pulled their talent from Megyn Kelly's show, but they're utilizing Hulk Hogan. In fact, they're going to put him out there in Saudi Arabia.
They don't see it. And they're going to Saudi Arabia.
So
it's all hand in hand.
Sexism is okay.
Right. Exactly.
But, and racism is okay as long as it's happening from one of our guys.
Right.
But you, lady, I don't know about that.
Women shouldn't act like that. That's what this is. Pat on the head, pat on the bottom.
That's a double ding right there. Look at that.
I get it all figured out.
You do. Big Vito on the radio. That's right, Boston bad boy. I got a special message from our friend Big Vito.
Yep.
He
and his wife. To beat you up?
Well, he did threaten to do that, didn't he?
And he better make good on it. I'm
Vito,
waiting here.
Listen, I will make you some gabagoo if you promise not to beat me up. Okay?
Say it. You should be beaten up just for trying to say it.
Listen, that's my inner Italian coming out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try
very,
this.
very way down.
Yeah, well,
very way down there.
I think it's a little higher than Elizabeth Warren's Native American side there. But we're trying. But Big Vito and his wife Noelle, they just signed a deal with the Mix FM, which is a internet radio organization.
All right.
And the Big Vito brand is going to have its own show on
Look at that.
the Mix. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Big time.
Doing things.
All these people, they meet you. They realize how any idiot could do this.
Oh, my God.
And then they go on and actually have success with it. Meanwhile, you've got me trapped here.
Give me a break. Did you have to say it like that? That was very rude, by the way.
You know who's living his best life?
Who? Uh-oh.
To some extent, at least.
Who's that?
Post Malone. My good friend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There's a picture of him here. This is on some website. And he spends a lot of money. Fella's got a lot of money. He's spending it. So apparently there's this thing called Postmates.
Oh, yes.
It's a service.
Delivery service. Yeah.
Delivery service.
Yeah.
So the theory is that he likes Postmates because he's Post Malone.
Sure.
Last year, apparently, he spent $40,000 over the past year ordering whatever. It's food. Is it food? What is it?
Yeah, they deliver food.
Yeah. 1/5 of that purchase, of those $40,000, he dropped $8,000 on a 10,000-piece order of Popeye's famously moist and buttery biscuits for Coachella. Now, that's a man who enjoys his Popeyes.
Damn.
And I want him on this show to explain, A, the phenomenon of de-skinning your chicken before you eat it.
Sure.
I think he's from the South.
Sure.
And then the whole thing about this honey. I want him to come in and explain.
All right, so Post Malone, I mean, you're friends of the Boston Bad Boy. You were
I'm gonna
hanging
see
out
what
with
I
him
can
here in
do,
Boston.
yeah.
Come on the show, and you can explain to this knucklehead how we take the skin off of the Popeyes and we eat the meat and eat the skin separately.
He allegedly also has a personal delivery drone that he is sent to Target to get, quote, the most expensive chessboard they have.
Interesting.
Imagine if having that kind of time.
Would you
money.
shoot down Post Malone's drone and take the chessboard?
Absolutely.
Is that because possession is 9? Is that stealing technically? I don't know.
Well, that's the whole thing. You say delivery drone. I say skeet shooting for prizes.
Oh, there it is. Duck hunt. It could be like duck hunt.
Duck hunt.
That's it.
Were you one of those kids that would go really close to the TV and just hit the ducks just because you didn't understand the point of the game?
Why
and you had no joy?
Why are you giving up my strategy?
Yeah,
because I always had the highest
That's
score.
the same strategy you use in life.
WWE Q3 earnings are out. All right, Boston Bad Boy, like I said, got some great news here.
Hey, you tell that story because I'm not interested. I got to go. I got to step out for a second.
Oh, you're being a jerk right now. Anyways, folks, anyone who's an investor in the WWE, like your friend the Duke here, is very excited because the Q3 earnings have come out, and let me tell you something. Revenues are up to 188.4 million for the third quarter and a record 657.7 million for 9 months that ended on September 30th. So that's 12% growth over the previous year. So that same time last year, numbers there, we crushed them. Operating income is at 18.1 million. Come on. What does this all translate to? Folks, the WWE is doing better than it's ever done before. They continue to grow. I mean, when you even look at what's happening with the WWE Network and their social media platforms and what have you, we call that digital engagement. Listen to this. It increased just on the video views alone. It's up 61%, okay?
Show over yet?
22.9 billion in hours of consumed and up 81% to 842 million.
What is
Can
this?
you imagine that?
What is this, Bloomberg? What are you doing?
Well, I'm just talking about the fact that we are a successful company.
All right, first of all, there's no we.
No, there's we.
No.
I'm part of the WWE family.
There's the world, there's you, and then there's the rest of the world. There's no
rude.
we.
Don't be rude.
There
So
is no we.
all I have to say is when you hear people like the Boston Bad Boy talk trash and say how bad the WWE is doing, just remember, we're doing better than we've ever done before, and there is no end in sight.
Are you tired from all that winning?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And the number one story in the world of professional wrestling is
Easy on the table.
Roman Reigns.
No, your best buddy.
Yeah. You know, unfortunately, folks, and by now most of the wrestling world knows all about it. Roman Reigns, this Monday on Raw, he announced to the world that he has leukemia, and it has come back. So because of that, he has to relinquish the Universal Championship, and he's going to be taking some time off to deal with that.
Are you going to gloat?
What?
Are you going to gloat?
I'm not gloating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, Listen.
Hey, if you hate the guy, you need to gloat.
Well,
or you're going to be a real human being.
You know what? We'll talk a little later about this, but I just wanted to report that was the top story.
Yeah.
But we can talk about that in the last segment because I have some thoughts on Roman Reigns. You heard what I think. Now, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm a jerk? Maybe something in between? Head over to Facebook. Head over to Twitter. Type in Duke Loves Rasslin and let me know. Up next, the NWA Women's Champion, Jazz.
This is former WWE superstar Al Snow and magician to the blind. You're listening to Duke Loves Rasslin.
Hello.
There she is, the World Heavyweight Champion, Jazz.
What's up?
Another day in paradise. How are you, champ?
I'm fantastic. Just finished, literally just finished cooking dinner.
Oh, nice.
I'm starving. What do we got tonight?
I know. What's on the menu tonight, Jazz?
We're going to do a little fish and salad and I'm not sure what else. But I just finished cooking the fish for sure.
It sounds a little too healthy for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you have to stay in shape,
on that
unlike
healthy
me.
bands right now.
Yeah.
Now, Jazz, what's this I hear about you, in addition to kicking ass and taking names, what's this I hear about you being a personal trainer as well?
Yeah, that's something. Everywhere I go, people think I'm a bodybuilder or something. So it's like, no, I'm not a bodybuilder, but I do work out, and I've been working out for over 20 years. So, and I've been approached quite a few times, but Rodney and I actually owned the gym for like 2 or 3 years in Louisiana, and so this is nothing new to us at all. So. While we're here in Texas, we've been approached a few times. People wanting us to train them, try to get them on the right track. So we're like, okay, we've been approached several times, so why not go for it? So that's what we're into that now.
Wow. Because it's we're getting into the colder season, and here in New England, all the best beers start coming out late summer, early fall. So, I got the beer belly going right now, Jazz. Do you have any advice on how I can firm this up here?
Well, I mean, you got to cut back on the yeast, my man. Beer's just full of yeast. But normally we get hit really a lot right after the holidays. Everybody got that New Year's resolution, I'm going to join the gym and I'm going to lose weight and, this year's going to be the year. I'm used to hearing that every year. That's like, especially from women, that's like their number one, top priority for the new year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, they all can't be throwing people around all year round like you do, so I can understand what's going on there.
Yeah, and then they hear that, they go, oh, my God, really? I'm like, yeah, a little bit.
So let's recap something here, because you were on the show, and it was interesting because at the time you were gearing up for another match with literally your nearly 20-year rival, Simply Luscious, which, you eventually had that match and you beat her up like you always do, and it was what it was. So, but you've been the NWA Women's Champion.
Another one bites the dust.
Another one bites the dust, exactly. But you've been the NWA Women's Champion, and, the company has been going through its transition, with Billy Corgan taking over, and there's been a reinvestment and more interest in the company than there has been in years.
Yes.
And then they come up with this NWA 70 event.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find out about NWA 70, and when did you find out you were actually going to be part of it?
Well, Lagana came and did like this documentary on me when we were still in Louisiana, when I was at the sheriff's office and all that. So that was kind of a setup for, my documentary on me, basically, letting the world know exactly how I feel about this industry and about being, underrated, overlooked, and like, what about me, so then I got approached about the NWA 70 anniversary. So it was like, now it's my time. It's my time to shine and show the world why I am, considered the baddest bitch.
And how was that match there? Because, a lot of folks were concerned that you may have met your match there with Penelope, but you sure proved them wrong, huh?
Really? They really thought Penelope was going to be like my top competition? Like, really?
That was some of the word going around. She sure was telling people that.
Well, I mean, I hope she wasn't going to, like, flake out and, like, call herself a loser, But everybody got to talk a little shit, right? You gotta, if nobody else puts you over, you got to put yourself over. So that's just the way it goes. But no, she was all right. But she just, like I said, she's been in the game for 2-3 years, and I got 20 plus years of experience. So it's just, there's no competition there.
What I found interesting was after the match, which you completely destroyed, Penelope Ford is her name there. You completely destroyed her. After the match, You said something about wanting to challenge for the men's NWA World Championship. Talk to us about that, because that was a pretty bold statement.
I didn't say I wanted to challenge the men.
Uh-oh.
I said I want my 10 pounds of gold.
Oh.
So if it had to be a woman or a man, whatever I had to do, I want my opportunity for my 10 pounds of gold. I'm tired of all the men getting all the opportunities and the recognition of carrying all this gold. Shit, I want my chance. I want my opportunity. So it's like, if it's going to be a man that I have to face, then, it is what it is. I'm not going to back down. To be in this game, you can't be afraid to get your ass kicked, so if it happens, it happens. But it's all about me wanting my 10 pounds of gold. Because
you've wrestled men throughout your career. I mean, I can remember back in ECW where you've had mixed matches, you've had singles matches, Steve Corino and Jason, some of these folks here. But I even pulled up a match that you had with Bubba Ray Dudley.
Yeah, oh, God, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So battling men is nothing new to you. It's actually something that's been happening throughout your career. Do you feel we'll get to a point where we'll see more of that happening, where we'll see more intergender matches?
I'm hoping, and not so much for women to try to prove a point. What I'm more interested in is doing mixed tags, because I'm really, really pulling for someone to book Rodney and myself as a tag team against another mixed tag team, because regardless of, you can name them all, but we are the power couple in this industry when it comes to wrestling.
And you're talking about your husband, Rodney Mack, there. So
I'm talking about my husband, Rodney Mack.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So if Stephanie McMahon and Triple H,
pound for pound, the baddest dogs around. And we claim it.
That's right.
We claim it.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. So if Stephanie McMahon and Triple H wanted a WrestleMania match between the two of you, what would you say to that?
Where's the paper? Do I need to sign a piece of paper or what? Do I sign a piece of paper or do I just show up with my gear?
Uh-oh. You always got your gear ready. I know that.
Yeah. So you think I'm going to back down from that? Think I'm going to back Stephanie? Oh, my God. Please.
Wow.
No.
Speaking of which, they got that women's pay-per-view coming up, Evolution. And that's happening this Sunday, actually. Give us your thoughts. Did you ever think that you would ever see an all-women's pay-per-view in the WWE?
No, never. I'm not going to lie. I never thought I would see that, but I'm glad they're finally opening their eyes and, giving women, the opportunity to really showcase their ability of wrestling, and to have that platform. For so many years they wanted just TNA out there, and now women are actually given opportunity to wrestle. But like I've been saying, I don't give a crap about their evolution, because I'm creating my own evolution. It's about me.
That's right. That's right. And speaking of which, you got a big match coming up against a young up-and-coming wrestler by the name of Jordynne Grace.
Yes, sir.
Jordynne, she's
I remember her when she first started. I remember I was walking in the building. She was walking out with her mom, and I remember, speaking highly of her and her mom, because her mom was, was right there by her side, and she was, all for it. And to have support like that from a parent at such a young age, that, that really stuck out to me big time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to my match with Jordynne Grace.
And she's a power lifter too. So how are you going to handle somebody who may be able to match you muscle for muscle?
Again, she's fresh out of college, and I've been in the league for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So I got the experience. I've been under the pressure before, so it's mind over matter.
That's right. That's right. So let me ask you too, Jazz, because you're still a very young person overall.
Thank you.
Well, when we look at the people who are really at the top of their game in the industry right now, a lot of them are mid-40s, close to early 50s. They're hitting their stride, and I'm thinking of
men
folks
or
like
women. You're talking about the men, aren't you?
Well, this is what I'm getting at here. So
Okay.
You're not aged out by any way, shape, and form. And seeing you at NWA 70, what you were able to do to Penelope Ford, you still got a lot of gas in that tank there. So tell us, how much longer do you think you can keep going at this level here?
Honestly, the way I feel right now, a good 6 to 10 years if I wanted to.
Wow. And
if I wanted to.
Do you see yourself ever transitioning into becoming a pro wrestling trainer? Because a lot of folks like Sarah Del Rey, a lot of folks have been doing that.
We've had schools before. I've been approached, and I love helping, and I love helping the young talent that's coming up and giving them advice. I try to, those who listen, and try to tell them less is more. The key to this business is longevity. If you want to wrestle when you're my age, slow down on the crazy ass bumps a little bit,
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Because I don't think I've ever seen.
It doesn't take all that to get over. Please believe me.
I've never seen you do a suicide dive before, Jazz.
And you're never gonna see it. I can name a few things you've never seen Jazz do.
Because
you're never gonna see it.
You don't really leave your feet too much.
It doesn't take all that.
That's right.
No, it doesn't take all that. Exactly. That's
right. That's right. That's right. We're talking to NWA Women's Champion Jazz. Jazz, if fans want to reach out to you, what's the best way that they can reach you?
I'm on Twitter at Phenom_Jazz. I'm on Facebook under my shoot name, Carlene Beckno. For bookings, you can email me at book.phenomjazz@gmail.com.
And but before
did I get that Twitter right? Phenom_Jazz.
Yes, you sure did.
Yeah.
You sure did.
All right, gotcha.
Before we let you go, Jazz, did you realize how much you meant to the fans in today's society here? Because like I said, when you were on last, you were talking about the fact that you were wrestling at some smaller venues and what have you, and now fast forward, 6-7 months here, and you're a co-headliner at NWA 70. Did you realize you were still as big a name as you are?
Well, honestly, and not to stroke my own ego, I do, but it's like other people fail to realize. I know what I'm capable of doing. I've been an athlete all my life, so I know what I can do and I know what I can't do. It's just other people just have that doubt. And a lot of times this younger generation and people my age, they try to call us old and washed up because we can get in there and work and get over without doing all that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? They got to go in there and bring everything to the ring, except for the kitchen sink to try to get over. And I can go in there and work a headlock match and get over just as much as as they are, doing 3 moonsaults over the top rope.
Old school. That is old school.
Old school.
That's right.
Old school. Telling a story.
Folks, if you want to catch Jazz, she's going to be taking on Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace just signed with Impact Wrestling recently, and Jazz is the NWA Women's World Champion. They're going to be wrestling for the Women's Wrestling Revolution. It's WWR versus the World. And you could catch that live on Sunday over at powerbomb.tv. It's going to be a heck of a match. Yes,
sir, it will be. And that's going to be, again, my evolution before you see the WWE evolution.
That's right. That's
so
right.
Check out what is that link again?
That's going to be
powerbomb.tv.
That's right.
All right.
Any last words for your fans there, Jazz?
That's it. I just want to thank everybody for the support and the love that they've given and shown in the last month for the upcoming show for the NWA 70th anniversary. It was like overwhelming with the amount of people that actually, reached out and actually showed love and support. So I just want to thank everybody and appreciating Jazz as a wrestler and Jazz as a just being me, you know. And basically that's it. And the bitch is back, and I'm here to make a statement. And I ain't taking no shit.
Hi, this is Earl Oliver from Sully's Vintage Wrestling.
This is Raj Giri with WrestlingInc.com.
This is Sean Reed, boxing writer and undercover low-key wrestling fan, and you're listening to Duke Loves Wrestling. Woo!
You hear that, Boston bad boy? Jazz is not taking any
Well, yeah. Well, after talking to you, I feel like most people don't.
Oh, yeah?
They just get tired of it.
You know, you sound like B. Arthur.
With this cold?
Yeah, you one of the golden
Thank you
girls
for
over
being
there.
a friend.
That's right. That's right. Jeez.
You wish you could do a podcast with B. Arthur. You might actually have someone listen to this show.
You know, B. Arthur, you're welcome to come on. Is she still
She's
alive?
dead.
Oh, all right.
Have a little friggin' respect, would you?
I
Have a
don't know.
little respect.
What do I know? What do I know?
Exactly.
Give me a break.
Betty White is the only remaining golden girl.
Betty White, come on the show. That's it. We
couldn't
invite
afford
Betty White. Betty White couldn't afford me. She probably wants to cook for me, you know.
No.
I'm telling you.
No
Betty
one
White,
wants
you
to
think
cook for
Betty
you.
White makes
You know
a good...
why no one wants to cook for you? Because you put honey on chicken and you take the skin off of it. It's insane.
I bet Betty White would let me put honey
Are you
on my
taking
chicken.
Are you taking the skin off, then putting the honey on the bare breast?
No, I put it on the skin.
What the hell is going on? This show
kicks
is
it,
over.
It kicks it up a notch.
This
like
show is
Emerald.
over. Okay, are we done here,
Well,
please?
no. So we got to cover something real quick here. So, folks, I've gotten a lot of messages about this, and I'm not going to shy away from it because, you know, we talk about the issues here on the Duke Loves Wrestling podcast. One of our good friends, Boston Bad Boy, he really stepped in it, so to speak, over the weekend.
What happened?
So our good friend Rudy Boy Gonzalez,
oh boy,
the trainer of champions, he was at an event that was not his. It was at another promotions event over the weekend, and he was doing a run-in. So he was doing a wrestling thing, right? So he's in character.
Explain to the kids what a run-in is. I have no effing idea what
well,
that
it's
is.
when a match is going on, and then somebody literally runs in and attacks somebody.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. So it's like
what's going on?
What's
Can't
going
believe
on?
it.
What is this guy doing here? You know, it's a big surprise. Big surprise.
He runs in.
He
in
does
character.
a run in. Yeah, in character. Grabs the mic and proceeds to run down one of the other wrestlers. Within his comments, he said a homophobic slur, the F word, which is not good. It was a big to-do.
Can we not actually repeat that word? Is that how bad that word is these days?
I don't say the word. So
I
I'm
don't
not
say
gonna
the word. I mean, but
yeah, but you know what the word
All right.
is.
It's a word that within our lifetimes has only become
true.
Has changed.
Has changed. Yes.
Significantly.
Yes, of course.
Because I can remember being young, and that was everywhere.
It was everywhere.
Everywhere.
Sure. And, you know, we can talk about what you mean by saying that and all that good stuff, but the main idea is that it's a slur.
It is.
And it really doesn't have any place in today's vernacular. I don't think
Yeah, there's no positive use of the word.
No, there's no positive use. So, to his credit, Rudy did put out a statement apologizing.
Okay.
Which, you know, thank goodness for that. But a lot of folks have asked because they know that Rudy's been a friend of the show and he's been on numerous times. And you know, we've had many of Rudy's students on the show and continue to support many of these young aspiring wrestlers and folks who've been in the business for a while. Let me say this. What Rudy said was unacceptable. It was distasteful, and quite frankly, it was a type of low-hanging fruit that he should know better than to be using. There's just no two ways about that. You know what I mean? I'm not happy with it. He apologized immediately, and for that, I respect that. And knowing Rudy and interacting with him for as long as we've had, me personally, I want to give him some room to show his remorse.
Right. It's one thing to pay lip service to.
Sure. But show me through your actions. And what does that look like? Right. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. But I do know that he made a mistake. He was within character. So this is character trying to get heat, cheap heat, but trying to get heat, and he said the wrong thing. And it's unacceptable what he said. I'm not condoning what he said. But I'm going to give him some room to show his remorse. What do you think, Boston Bad Boy?
Well, it's interesting. Because let's take this to an extreme hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
Rudy, as an actor and character, says something in a live venue within the confines of the act. How much different is that than Robert De Niro using the N-word in a movie?
And that's the thing. That's a good question. It's a good question.
Now, we'll accept one because, well, he's playing a character. Whatever
Sure.
that, it speaks to whatever that character is.
Sure.
Presumably, this character that Rudy was playing is a heel, so he goes for that.
Yep.
Cheap heat.
Yep.
It's interesting. Listen, and I'm asking this of myself because I don't like the idea that Rudy said that, but I've got no problem if De Niro says it in a movie because he's playing a gangster who would say that kind of thing.
Yeah, so why is that? Because, I mean, come on, let's be honest there. I understand that wrestlers are real-life action heroes and what have you, but
it's an act.
It is an act.
It's a performance.
It is a performance.
Now, are we saying that he said that because he's ad-libbing and can't say, well, this is what the script told me to say? You know? But what difference would it have made? When we watch Goodfellas and they use that word, that movie, that's in that movie.
They used every word that you could use.
Referencing women or people of color, whatever it is.
Everything.
So why are we okay to watch that movie? Because we say, okay, that's in the context of the character they're playing. They're telling a story. Really, what's the difference? Because, again, using that word as a slur is a bad thing. And if we're watching De Niro be a gangster, we go, well, he's a bad guy in the movies. Of course he's going to say the bad thing. But if Rudy's playing the bad guy, or anybody's playing the bad guy, what's the difference?
It's a question.
Is it that it's PG rated?
Well,
and the wrestling's a PG event?
But is it?
Listen, you know me. I'm pretty much for all this stuff that we do, for not hurting people with language. And, you know, again, we talked about the N-word a lot, you know, and just because that's just the easy topic, you know, easy reference point.
Sure.
Because it's so powerful in a negative way. But, you know, it goes back to that. It goes back to what's our expectation here? So does De Niro have to put out a disclaimer when he does a movie? Hey, when I said this one, I said the end, I did this in the movie, this, that, and the other.
That was just the character.
That's the character. Like, does he have to go now and say that's the... Or do we assume they're playing a character?
Where's the line?
Well, I think the line is that it's kayfabe. I think that these guys still want to... Part of wrestling is to make it seem real. So it's a weird place to be with that.
It is. And
I think you don't want to go there. But I also think from, and I hate to say this, an artistic or a creative standpoint, if you're writing or planning out a wrestling match the way you would a movie, what do you know what I mean? I mean, like they say, well, no animals are harmed in the filming of this movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, what?
Sure.
What does that disclaimer apply to wrestling? That when the big bad guy comes out, says, I'm going to F your mother, he's the bad guy.
He's supposed to say that. But where's the line? And I don't have the answer, and it's clear that you don't necessarily have the answer.
No,
we're asking questions.
But I also don't think there's a simple answer to it.
Sure.
I don't think that we as a society have figured out an answer. We're all looking for an answer that no one's agreed upon yet.
And that's the problem. Right.
And
we're not condoning what Rudy said, folks.
No.
That's the thing. We're not condoning that.
But if you're telling me
yep,
somebody says something in the context of a character, it's playing a character, how far do you know what I mean? Like, is it distasteful? Absolutely. But he's supposed to be the bad guy.
Sure. He's supposed to be distasteful.
So where does it?
Yeah, it's a question.
If the match finishes and they're in the locker room and he disagrees with the guy and uses that, well, now, okay.
We're in a whole different
It's a whole
space.
different situation.
Sure. And some people try to bring up, well, would you say that if he said the N-word?
I think we'd be having the same conversation.
Having the same exact conversation. The same exact conversation with the same exact tone. Because, again, you're saying this within the confines of the character, which doesn't make it right, but where's the line?
But what's right? We're dealing with art. We're dealing with art. This is entertainment.
Sure.
Again, no one gets mad when white America buys a Jay-Z album and he uses the N-word.
Yeah.
So now we're upset when another artist of a different genre uses something to portray a bad. We haven't agreed on what's good and what's
We
wrong
haven't
yet.
agreed on it yet.
And so
Yeah, that's
everybody's searching for an answer that they don't want to agree upon.
Yep.
Because everyone's afraid. Well, I don't think it's everyone's afraid. Everyone doesn't know enough. We're still so siloed, racially and gender, and no one's willing to just be like, all right, here's how we all just are.
Yep.
We're all living here
Yep.
and doing this thing, so
Yep.
what should we do?
And we got to talk about it.
That's
and
right.
that's the main idea. I don't give a damn if we agree, disagree, or somewhere in the middle. Let's talk about this. And we probably won't agree. But let's bring it up. Let's talk. What are we hiding from? And that's why we're talking about it here on the show right now, folks. We're not going to hide from it. We talked about sexism. We talked about racism. We talked about drug abuse. We talked
all right,
about
here's the
everything,
difference.
right?
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
The things he said was not in context.
Well, first of all, things he said was Terry Bollea saying it
right
as a person.
That's right.
He wasn't in no character saying that shit. Right?
Right.
Give me a break.
Now, again, I'm not a fan of censorship. I'm not a fan of censorship at all. However, I think there's a difference between stuff that has artistic merit, and this has gone to the Supreme Court, and what's hate speech.
Sure.
It's pretty. We've figured that out.
Yeah.
And I don't think that what Rudy did falls under the jurisdiction of hate speech.
I don't think so either.
Because of the artistic content.
I don't think so either. And we're going to get roasted for that, and I know that. But,
listen.
and that's okay.
I'm not saying I have the answer.
Sure.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Sure.
Personally,
Sure.
I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, and let me tell you something.
It ain't worth it.
And
the heat ain't worth it.
And I'm pissed at him for making that mistake, especially him.
Well, but here's the thing also.
Okay.
We're talking generational differences. I said before, you and I, it's only been within our very short lifetimes because we're young and handsome, me at least.
Well,
I mean, kids would use that on the school regularly.
Yep.
In front of your parents. It wasn't an issue.
Yep.
Now it is. Just like at one point it's okay to use the N-word, now it isn't.
Yeah, well.
That transitioned. We've transitioned away from that being all right in general parlance. But are we talking about a novel? Are we talking about characters in a book? Are we talking about characters on a movie? Are we talking about characters in song? What are we talking about here?
It's a good question.
Perfect example. There's a classic rock song by Dire Straits. Money for Nothing. Get your money for nothing, your chicks for free.
Yep.
And there's a line in the song where he says, that little has his own jet airplane, that little F. It's the same word that Rudy used. He's a millionaire. In the context of the song, he's speaking in character. He's the character of some guy who's angry that a rock star has money and he's moving boxes all day. I can't censor that. I don't want to censor that. If you're not smart enough to understand the art,
that's your business.
Not my problem.
Yeah, that's your problem. Sure.
If it's inciting hate for hate's sake, then we have a problem. But if we're trying to highlight hypocrisy, if we're trying to expose people to other viewpoints, you've got to do stuff that's uncomfortable.
Sure, and I think there's a way to do it. And I think that's part of the problem here is that because some idiot
you've got to also know your audience.
Well, that's important. And from what I
Rudy
understand,
should know his audience.
And this audience, let me tell you something. From what I understand, it was actually in the LGBTQ district.
Really?
Of this neighborhood too. So it really wasn't.
It was bad timing.
It wasn't the place to do it, no matter where you were, but especially there, you really kind of shot yourself in the foot twice. It's silly.
Yeah.
But the man apologized, and I want to give him some room to prove that he's sorry. Now, if he can't do that, then the hell with him. And that goes for anybody, by the way.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I know that you and I know that Rudy is not a person that. Rudy is a person of color.
He's a person of color.
And also, he's a person who.
Well, he's trained everybody.
He's trained everybody.
In every orientation, every sex.
And again, we sort of
race.
sound like people who say, well, if you did it, yeah. And you know what? Whatever his issues are personally, I think it doesn't matter because this wasn't done in that context. So I don't even think we need to justify that context.
Sure.
I think we need to bring that into it.
Yeah.
Boy, it's really hard. I don't know where I am on this.
Well, I know where I am. I condemn the speech. I'm not condemning the person. That's where I'm at. And again, it was done within the confines of the character, which is the only reason why I'm giving it that much.
I will say it's in bad taste, but we're supposed to think it's in bad taste if he's playing the bad guy.
So in that sense,
how do we hold that it was effective? Right.
Yeah.
So right. If you use the N-word, if you use something that we universally, the closest thing we've ever come to agreeing on a word is bad in this country.
Sure.
That word.
Sure.
If you use that word, Boy, it's the same conversation.
It's the same conversation.
Because
it is.
You know my favorite song, I'm Living My Best Life.
Yep.
I'm humming that song to myself all day long, but the N-word is used in that song. Am I comfortable listening to the song and playing it in my car? Not really, to be honest with you. But do I think that the guy who wrote it should have No. That's my problem.
Sure.
That's me. That's my reaction.
Sure.
To the art.
It's interesting, and we'll revisit this. And
Yeah,
I'm sure,
well, this is good.
Rudy, as always, you're welcome to come on the show if you want to discuss this further. And
I don't know.
And in your words, you want to tell what's going on. Go ahead. You can open door on that. And you know what? The person who put on the event, if you want to come on and speak from your point of view, that's fine too. Because I guess fans were very, very upset, but other wrestlers were upset. And I'm starting to feel like people who haven't axed the grind with Rudy are upset. So there's that whole thing to it as well, or it's like, ooh, here's a chance to really.
All right, let me just throw another hypothetical just to round this out a little bit because I'm just thinking about this.
Yep.
All right, say I get cast in a movie, my big Hollywood break, and I have to play David Duke, head of the KKK, and in this movie I've got to use the N-word, I've got to do it all. Do I have to apologize afterwards that I did this movie?
No.
Okay, all right, wait, now follow me on this now.
Yep.
Because we've sort of figured you're playing a character, you're telling a story.
Sure.
I go on The Tonight Show. And I go on The Tonight Show in character. Not dressed up, but in character. Jimmy Fallon says, tonight Mike Pelosi's on the show. He's going to deliver a monologue in character as David Duke from the new movie, blah, blah, blah. And I go out there, and I use all the words. Do I then have to apologize?
Yeah, I think that's too far. I don't think you'd be allowed to do that, but that would be too far. But so then we
I'm saying now,
where's the line?
But it's an artistic model. It's sort of again, it's highlighting some
I
sort of whatever.
I just know that.
Where's the line? That's that's my question.
Line?
Where's the line?
Where's
here?
the line? And again, we don't have the answers. No. We're going to keep going back to it, but yeah, it's a tough one.
I mean, think right. Let's take it to the extreme.
Sure.
And see what would you do there?
What would you do there? Yeah, folks,
we don't have the answers.
We'll put up a poll. What do you think? Do you think that
the people in character are responsible for what they say?
And that
short of inciting violence,
while in character. It's a fair question, especially in pro wrestling. I mean, geez, come on.
Right.
Moving on. All right, Boston Bad Boy. You brought it up earlier since we're on such a roll here.
All right, what? The show's over?
No. Well, we got one more thing here. So Roman Reigns announced that he has leukemia. And I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me. Now, people like Shari. First of all, Shari had a birthday the other day, and we didn't mention it on the air.
Oh, now you're in trouble.
So she's very upset about this.
No.
So happy birthday, Shari.
Yeah.
She's.
Did you get her some Shari's berries?
She probably could get her some Shari's berries,
but
I don't think she's going to give it to me now because
no, not you give it to her, not she gives it to you.
Oh, well,
it's her birthday, Dodo.
Whatever. She, I don't have to give her any berries. Yeah. Give me a break. But she and many others asked me, well, do you feel bad now? All the things you said about Roman Reigns, well, what do you think now? And you asked me that question, which is a very smart thing. And I don't mean smart as a compliment, by the way. You asked me that question. It was very rude.
Yeah, it's putting you on the spot.
Listen, I've said from day one, I don't have a problem with Joe N-O-Y-E, the person. I got a problem with Roman Reigns, the character.
There we go.
Okay? And Roman Reigns, the character, is a punk that needs to get rid of the contract, get out of this business, and get out of my life. And it looks like he's finally taking my advice in doing that.
Because he has cancer?
Well, I don't know why the because, but this is
no,
what's
you
happening.
do know the because. He said the because.
Well, listen, Joe.
There's something wrong with you.
No,
There's
Joe. I want Joe to come back and be Joe. He can be Joe.
Who are you to tell him who to be?
Well, because I don't like Roman Reigns. So fix it. That's what I'm saying to him. Fix it. Because Roman Reigns is a punk. And I'm going to keep saying that Roman Reigns is a punk. I don't care. What am I supposed to do?
You're going to hit a sick man now? That's what you're going to do? You're gonna
He's
fight?
my arch nemesis.
You're going to hit a sick man.
I think he and I should battle right now.
Oh, you waited till he has an illness.
He's
and
taller
now you're
than
gonna
me.
fight him.
He has big muscles.
Everybody's taller than you.
Well, so what? I'm just saying. If Roman Reigns wants to rumble, we can do this.
If Roman Reigns announces that he has cancer, as a character, it turns out it's not true, is he wrong?
Ooh.
Does he have to apologize for that?
You know what? Not only do you not apologize, you go all the way.
Oh.
You go all the way. I got you fools. You all booed me, and then you started cheering me once I announced I had cancer, and the joke's on you.
Is a heel turn.
That's a heel turn.
Now that makes him a heel. You want to make him a heel?
I would love this guy.
Fake cancer. You want to make him a heel?
I would love this guy.
Fake cancer.
People are going to be very upset with us over this stuff here, by the way. This
ties into what we were just talking about.
I know.
What's the line?
Where's the line? Listen, I always root for the bad guy, so I don't have any
You want to make
problems.
Roman Reigns a bad guy?
Do it.
Club seals in Antarctica.
Yep.
Fake cancer.
That's it. That's what he has to do. That's what he has to do. Okay? And then said that he slept with your mother. Who cares?
Right.
Be Ric Flair.
He's a bad guy.
So he's supposed to do bad guy
Supposed to be a bad guy.
Sure.
So imagine that.
Imagine that.
You heard it here first, folks.
That's right. Well, until then, Roman Reigns, I don't like you still. But Joe Noye, I wish you the best, man. I know you're going to beat this thing. You're a tough guy. You're a strong guy, and I have faith that you're going to be all right.
That sounded almost sincere.
Close enough.
Mr. Tony Schiavone, and we're desperately out of time on Duke Loves Wrestling.